Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something that actually occurred to me when I stepped out of the shower and I was just doing some of the things I usually do, like my routine that has to do with beauty. And it occurred to me, why not film a video where I talk about the best beauty products, like what I can't live without? And I started compiling a list and here I am. Here are all the products that I could probably not live without, but I love makeup, that's why I collect it and I have so much. But if I really had to kind of like whittle everything down and pick like what are my top 10 beauty products, whether it's skincare or actual makeup, this is it right here. I could live with this and I'd be happy. So if you guys are interested in finding out what these products are, then just keep watching. So the very first thing I thought I would start off talking about is a toner. This is the Fresh Rose Floral Toner. It's infused with rose water, which is really soothing. It hydrates, it refreshes, it doesn't have any alcohol in it, and this is the product that I use when I step out of the shower. I use this to prep my skin before I put on makeup. I use this to set my makeup with. I love toner because it really helps to reduce any oiliness. It makes my skin just look fresher and healthier and less dry. So I'm a big fan of toner. The best part about this is you can twist it open and you can literally buy any toner that you like. I really like the one from Thayer's. It's a little more affordable than this guy. So when this one runs out, I will pour that other one in here and I can continue to mist my face with it, which I really prefer this. I'm starting to like the idea of misting my face. And what I'll do is I'll go kind of crazy, almost too much on my face, and then I'll kind of pat it into the skin and then I'll go in with any other skincare item. So I definitely could not live without toner, especially the rose scented one. There's something about roses, the way they smell, it just really relaxes me and makes me feel like I'm at a spa. So I highly recommend toners if you're dealing with any excessive oiliness or dryness. Toners in general will help to balance all of that. Number one product that I cannot live without, toner. Alright, so the next thing is something that I also do after I come out of the shower, and I usually do this maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and that is maintain shape and tweeze my brows. And what I really enjoy, and I won't go to anything else, I've tried other ones, but these are my go-to. It may be because of the size, and these are the Sephora mini tweezers. It's actually a set of 4. I think this was like $5 or $6. I bought this a long time ago. I love it because it includes 4 different ones. You have an angled one, a flat one, a slanted pointed one, and just a pointed one. My favorite one is the angled one at the top. It's the one that just grabs every little hair and just plucks them out easily. It doesn't hurt. I do get red, but I get red with anything. My skin is so sensitive, but it goes away really quickly. They're tinier, so they're really easy to work with. Get right in there and just pluck away anything that is kind of taking away from your shape. And the fact that you have 4 different ones that do 4 different things, phenomenal. So I really recommend having tweezers and just doing it at home. I had this girl do it for me at the, I believe it was the Urban Decay counter in the mall. She helped me to kind of see the shape I needed with my brows because they were coming in a little too close, a little too in the middle. And from then, I think it's been over a year, I've been able to kind of follow what she did and just kind of, whenever I see any of those little stragglers, just pluck them away. And this is the most pain-free of tweezers that I have found. So highly recommend the Sephora ones if you haven't checked them out. The next product I can't live without is kind of like a combo, but they are 2 different products. This foundation is really more of a hydrating tint, as it says. This is the Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint from Neutrogena. So it kind of reminds me of a hybrid between a moisturizer that has that tint of color. It evens out my skin tone. It's the perfect color for my skin tone. It's so natural looking. It doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. I'm wearing it right now. Really love this. I've already been a huge fan, and I love, it's a holy grail. One of my top 5 drugstore foundations is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup. This is even better because it's even more natural than that one. Little tiny bit less coverage instead of a medium to buildable full like the other one, but this is so natural looking. It feels really cooling on the skin, evens out my skin, like I said, gets rid of any redness, and it hydrates it as well. Plumps up any areas that may be kind of tired, like under the eyes, gets rid of puffiness. I love this. I can't live without it now. I love it so much. And then for concealer, I have to go to my holy grail. I always reach for this every time I do my makeup. I do try to branch out, play with other brands and other concealers in general, but this one is my favorite. I just can't break away from it, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Fair. I also like it in light. Light is a little bit more peachy, which can counteract some of that sallowness underneath of your eyes, any purpleness, but the Fair one is the most brightening and most highlighting, so I really love this one. And I love all of the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. They're amazing. They're so creamy. They give you that full coverage, but they're easy to blend, and so very comparable to the NARS creamy concealers for so much less. The next product is face powder. So I love to set my makeup with a powder because otherwise you can't blend other things on top like blush, highlight, bronzer, and it makes you a little bit more matte. It keeps that shine at bay and it helps to prolong the wear of your makeup. So my favorite from the drugstore, it's a brand new find, and I will continue to purchase this as long as they never discontinue, and hopefully they never will, and it's the Wet n Wild Photofocus Pressed Powder in the shade Warm Light. I also have it in the cocoa shade for contouring and bronzing. Love that as well. But as far as setting my face, this is amazing. I can set concealer, I can set my entire face. It's so finely milled, so soft, so easy to blend that you do not look cakey whatsoever. If you have dry skin and you stay away from powders, you won't be afraid of this one. It does an amazing, amazing job. So the next product is a bronzer and contouring in one. I love this so much. If I had to get rid of all of my bronzers and pick the only one to keep, it would be the Hoola by Benefit. This is so flattering on so many skin tones. It's so easy to blend. It contours like a dream. If you do not know how to contour and you're new to it, pick this up and I'll tell you why. Because it comes with this little brush that is just magic. This little guy is cut and shaped to create that perfect chiseled contour, but it's also not so stiff that you cannot blend with it. So it's a great product. You can't mess up because it comes with this. This is comparable to the NARS brush, which I believe is like a $60, $70 brush. Don't buy that. Just buy Hoola. You get this brush for free and you will have the contour of your dreams. You can use a fluffier brush or a stipple brush to simply just bronze and warm up your face as well. This powder is just so amazing. I believe one is sold every second. This is definitely my holy grail powder for bronzing and contouring. And then when it comes to mascara, I love the Supersizer from CoverGirl, and then I recently repurchased the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which is really nice. But as far as high-end and just really worth the splurge, and if I had to pick only one mascara to use for the rest of my life, it would be the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. Because this lengthens, this separates, it gives volume, it gives drama. My lashes tend to fall down and they don't hold a curl very long. But with this mascara, even though you can't really see it as well from here on camera maybe, in person I feel like you can tell, and I just really love this mascara. Whenever I wear this one is when I get asked what I'm wearing. And then for lip, can't live without the Maybelline Creamy Matte Lipsticks. I love them. I'm wearing Nude Nuance today, which is a beautiful kind of, I would say, a more warm nude. This is what I like to refer to as a fall nude. It's the perfect nude for fall because it's not a peachy pink nude. It's more of a terracotta, almost brown, rosy. They're so creamy, but they stay on the lips the way a matte lipstick should, but they don't feel over drying, which is why I like them. They're creamy and they're matte. It's amazing. It's almost unbelievable that this kind of product exists. Maybelline is on point with their lipsticks. Love the creamy mattes. Can't live without them. And then for eyeshadow, the palette that I'm going to go for, even though if you guys have been following me for a while, you probably think I'm going to mention the Lorac Pro Matte. And yes, this is my favorite, absolute favorite palette. I love this to travel with, to use it on a daily basis. My top beauty product that I can't live without had to go to something else, and I'll explain why. So my favorite palette, Urban Decay Naked Basics, and the reason why is because it does offer you the matte shadows that you need. Basically, the basics, the neutrals, what you're going to reach for, what you're going to need on a daily basis, whether it's for work, school, going out at night. You've got a dark black matte, you've got beautiful neutral browns, great transitioning shades, but this has a highlighting shade at the very top, which I use to highlight the inner tear duct, and I can use it as a face highlight. So I can kind of bypass picking a highlight for this video because I have so many highlights. I love highlighters. I think face highlight is amazing, but if I had to pick something that has both shadows and a highlight in it, the Naked Basics, because I'm getting both things done. I have a face highlight, an inner eye highlight, plus shadows all in one, and an easy to travel with, sturdy packaging. So I highly recommend this if you guys don't own this. I reach for this way more than the Naked palettes. This is the Naked palette of my choosing. I love it. And then the very last thing, a couple of tools. These I actually picked up from Michael's from the artist brush section, so they're really supposed to be for painters, but they're small, they're just dense enough, but yet not too dense to work with, and they are the Royal and Langnickel angled and flat little brushes. They're about $2 each, I think, and simply love these for filling, defining, and shaping my brows with any brow powder or even eyeshadow, just finding my perfect shade and working them into my brows with this. The flat one is really good to kind of create and shape that outer line area, and then the angled one is really good for filling in. I go back and forth between the two, just preference. This one's a little more dense, so I feel like it packs on a little bit more powder. The angled one is a little bit softer when you're working with it, so I feel like you can build up your color so it's easier to work with. They're dense enough to pack that powder on, but they're also slightly fluffy, so you can work them back and forth and it'll kind of soften the powder, make it a little more natural looking. And then of course I'll go in with a spoolie to kind of comb through my brows and soften even further. I feel like powder is easier to work with, easier to build up, and it looks a little more natural, a little more soft than a pencil. So that's why this is one of my favorite things I cannot live without. And speaking of which, this palette has two shades, Naked 2 and Faint, the lighter brown and the darker brown, which work perfectly for shaping, filling, and defining my brows. So I have everything I need right here. I can even use Hoola as a darker, little bit warmer transitioning shade in the crease if I don't want to do a whole lot of eye makeup. I didn't include face highlights or blushes because I feel like when I contour and bronze the skin, it warms up my face enough that it almost looks like I did blush. So I can kind of skip that, and I don't necessarily need face highlight every day, especially if I'm doing a more minimal, fast, kind of basic, neutral makeup look. I don't need that, you know, that really fancy in your face highlight. But if you guys are interested in what my favorite highlights are, I do have a video that I posted a few months ago on my channel. Also, let me know any other video requests you may have so I can keep filming videos for you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.